Oh, that's bull. The reason why I say I'm a prime example, I'm trying to tell you, you ain't no master with no ultimate power right now, because if you had that kind of power right now, you would be able to choke me through this doggone phone. You see, and what I'm trying to say here is we need to get out of the doggone fear and get with it. Right now, I'm interested now, and you can say what you want, you can do what you want, you got other people, you can go where you want. I'm trying to say here is as far as me being in this thing in the last 20 years, I'm only interested in students. I'm not interested in followers. I'm not interested in people jacking about whoever their little leaders are. You see what I'm saying? That's why you think Dr. York is sitting in jail right now. Had thousands of people following him and sitting in jail right now. You see. They said that Castro, raggedy behind Castro, single-handedly almost wiped out the systems down in Cuba. What they got in Cuba is almost kindergarten for what they had in the 1950s. So if it was so much power, hell, he destroyed almost 225 black organizations. So my point is that these powers are not as powerful as what you think they are. Because ultimately, I already know there's a reason why I'm telling you that you got to get into what it is, because we are rising. Our DNA is rising to another level. And our DNA is rising to another level. Oshun and the Lekbar and them can't take you there. You can't get there by worshiping them. You can only get there by becoming one of them, but not a subordinate deity. That's what I'm talking about right now. This is where we're trying to go with this thing. It's time for us to rise to a new level, and we can't rise to a new level being up under these systems, because these systems, you see what I'm saying, you've been catching scunion in hell while you've been lighting candles. So we're talking about a new age. The white boy knows it. He knows it. He said, look, these people here don't know that the only people that's going to rise is the indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere. That's from the deepest part of the Caribbean to the Americas and other black people in the diaspora in England, in Germany. We done went and you know, these are the people that slated to rise and take the reins as far as rising up to a new spiritual entity, but not worshiping Ogun in them. If they were so powerful, why they need the blood of a goat? Why they need your sacrifice to them? You see, if they were so powerful, why is it that you need to feed them to get what you want? You see what I'm saying? Because you got a corn on your left toe. You got to go cut up or open a goat. This stuff has to evolve. This stuff has to evolve, you see. And that's what this thing about. We're talking about the return of the gods. We're not talking about cutting open some apples and oranges and giving somebody some doggone coconut milk and all this stuff. That is the level in which we had to deal with before we got our power, you see. But you can't get your power with a subordinate mind, you see, with a subordinate mind, you see. So all that's a joke, you see. I'm just trying to tell you, you do what you want to do, but I'm trying to tell you there's another way, and I'm trying to get people to get up out of the fear. Give me another caller.
All right. Caller from area code 301. You are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Yes, this is Black Achievement in the chat room, calling you from Maryland. And thank you for the presentation this evening.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, well, let me preface my comments by saying, my question by saying, when people get married, it's often said that person, the two people have found their soul mate or spiritual mate or help meet. The first time I've come across Mr. Hemmitt was on YouTube, and he was talking about interracial marriages. And he, had a list of all of our brothers and sisters who have reached a certain level of acclaim, who have decided to jump ship. And my question to you, listening to you this evening, can you expound on what is it that white folk have on us that we find spiritual connection with them when we reach a certain plateau, a certain level of success in this country, that we can't find that same spiritual connection with us. I mean, what do they know something about us that we don't know?
No, I'll give you a good example.
Sure.
I'll give you a good example of what's going on. When I was in college, I went to a black school down in South Carolina called Benedict. We did an experiment, and I didn't do the experiment. It became an experiment when I realized what happened. And I stayed on the campus, man. I was there for 4 years, and I was immersed into a black community where I didn't come across a whole lot of white people. It was, and the sisters were unbelievable. So I finished.